Hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Good evening. Good evening. Good to have you here. See our Will. Hello. What's going on? I read my art. How are you? What's going on? Good to see you. Fort Law. What's going on? Fort Law in the house. Insight to insight. Hello, hello. All right, Linda. Okay, Linda. See, I didn't know what your name was, Linda. How are you doing, girl? See, I don't never know what y'all screen names is. Y'all be incognito. Well, good to have you here. Good to have you here. All right. Let's see, Nina. Yeah, so if y'all don't tell me what your names are, I don't know who you are in class because y'all don't use the names in class. So there's a couple of people I know, but not everybody. So good. But good to know that, Linda. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah. See, Linda Kelly. Hello, hello, Blue Sky Hotel. And Ashe Light. Hello, hello. And Bianca Tate says, I'm new. Well, welcome, Bianca Tate. Good to have you here. All right, all right. Robert Johnson, what's up? What's up, Robert? How you doing? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Robert be finding them good scriptures and good connections in class, man. So I'll be liking that. Yeah, buddy. So it's something when you can find those connections like that, isn't it, Robert? When you start to looking at it from the esoteric perspective, that's pretty powerful. It's like, man, this stuff was right in front of me, and I had no idea. It's amazing. So, Geek Girl, hello, hello. Let's see, and Padro Godson, hello. Jennifer Edie, 11 Chosen 111, hello, hello. Yes, you caught the live. You caught the live. And then Michael we'll see, Della Boudre or something like that. I can't say it. Hi, Michael. No, that's Michelle. My bad. That's Michelle. My eyes is going bad. See, DRX or DRC Mix Girl. That's good, good, good. Autumn Wilson. Hello, hello. All right, all right. Let's see. Love JJ's in the house. Oh, y'all watch out for Love JJ. What's up? What's up, Love JJ? Good to have you here, brother. Good to have you here. Let's see. Curtis Reese, hello from Maryland. All right, Bowie, Maryland. What's up, Real Winner? Hello. And Devon, hello. How's it going? And C. Jane, no ego. Hello, hello. First time here. Well, good to have you here. Let's say, hey, I'm here talking to you, talking to the youth. What's up? What's up? And Alan Aaron, Black Star Beauty. What's going on, Black Star Beauty? Hadn't seen you in a while. Anisha Harris, what's up? Anisha be asking all them good questions in class. Be holding it down. Good to have you guys here. All right. And there's the daughter of mine, Voche. How's it going? How's it going, daughter of mine? Good to have you here. All right. Both vibes. All right, all right, all right. Man, we got the full house with the moderators tonight. The moderators is happening. All right. Yes. Well, cool. All right, guys. Well, it's 7:05. We're going to get this party going. Get this party started. All right. So I'm your host, Reginald Kuakaru. So in case any of you all are new here, I know there's a few people said that they were new. And I'm the founder of Kemetic Centered Living. And my sidekicks in chat, of course, are Love JJ, Vote Vibes, Voche, and Arid Ma'at, Julie. So these are my sidekicks here tonight. So I'm telling you, this is always a positive experience. But if somebody want to step out of line, we don't ask questions. We don't do forgiveness. This ain't church. So we gonna kick your ass out. So that's plain and simple. So be nice. Be nice. So if you're not nice, there ain't no warnings. Boom, bye. Okay. Chat can get to moving pretty fast, so I can't see all the questions. I know a lot of people be thinking I'm like ignoring their questions, but well, there might be a few of them I ignore because it's like, why are you even asking that? You know? But anyway, I don't try to do that on purpose. So I can't always see everybody because they just get to moving too fast, man. My eyes just like, I'm sitting here trying to read all that stuff. My eyes just like flipping. But it's all good. So, but I'm not ignoring you. If you do have a burning question, then you can use super chat, and you can give through super chat. and then type your question in there, and then I can see it because it'll be posted to the top of the window. Okay, so that's one way that you can use that. But if I give you something of value, some type of enlightenment, then please give. You know, I mean, you got to prime the pump. So, and when I say prime the pump, if y'all haven't watched the video, how can I make more money in my life, or how can I receive more money in my life? Do that. Prime the pump. Now, I know that might seem self-serving, but to me, but I don't. But it's not really meant that way, because it's to get you to understand the principle. Okay, so and part of the idea of tithing in church was actually based on that, but they used it as a tool. You know, if you don't tithe, you're robbing God. Bullshit. You know, if you look at the scripture that they talk about, which was I think it was Malachi 3, chapter 3, verse 9 and 10, has nothing to do with money. It says nothing about 10% at all. So it's like they just make up something. But the principle behind it is that when you prime the pump, if y'all ever seen these the pumps in the old country pumps where you pump water out of them, you always have to pour a little water in, you know, in the suction valve, and then start it pumping, you know, so that primes the pump, so it'll bring up more water. Okay. Well, that's when you're talking about abundance. That's what you have to do. You have to prime the pump. If you're like holding on to the water and you never put it in the pump, you're holding on to it so tight, you know, like, man, I'm broke. All you're doing is priming the pump for being broke. The universe can't bring you anything but that. Okay, it's gonna give you that back. All right. So that's what that's about, priming the pump. And again, it's not just about me. So it's anything you want to give, and give with gratitude to people, and you want to bless them. You know, and I don't know the other terms that we can use, but we all understand that idea. Like for me, if I go out to eat, if the waiter and waitress is really good, I tip them really good, you know, because I want to bless them and say, hey, you know, thank you for giving good service. So that's my way of priming the pump. One way that I prime the pump. You know, I give to other people in other ways. So, but I'm always practicing that, you know, just giving and being a giver. So I like to do that. One of my ways of serving humanity is to do these lives, you know, do these chats. I'm priming the pump because I want to give out love and knowledge and information to help other people. So I love doing that. And so also have a class called the African Mind Rewire. And this is a class like no other. It is not a history class. So if you're coming looking for like this historical facts, I do have some courses on the side that you can have access to, but the class is not about just history. So it's about really giving you tools and processes and methods to help you in your life, to help you live a more magnificent life and live life to the fullest. It is not about a lot of times we're taught that religion and spirituality is the same thing. It's not. Because religion is about confining you a lot of times. It's about all the don'ts, the 10 commandments. Don't do this, don't do that, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then, Lord have mercy, we got these so-called conscious people. They change from the 10 commandments to the 42 laws of Ma'at. Don't do this, don't do that, don't live life like that. That spirituality is not like that. It's about experiencing life. And you're going to make mistakes through your experiences, okay? When you make a mistake, it's like, don't do that anymore. Okay, well, don't do that anymore. But if you never try, you never know, you know? So you can't live life backpedaling, you know? That's not how you do it. Man, go out full bore, go after it. Always say, I am going to burn out before I rust out. All day long, I will. Okay. So thank you very much. Daryl Childs, first person, gave $4.99. Thank you, Daryl Childs. I really appreciate that. Most definitely. But that's how you do it. So Daryl Childs just did that. And I said, keep spreading knowledge. So thank you, Daryl. But again, that's the class is about teaching you processes and methods, you know, that help you in life. It's about really making spirituality become a way of life. Because with religion, a lot of times, man, we get holy on Sunday, and then we raise hell the rest of the week. You know, so we live life the same way we did, and Saturday night go to the club, do our thing, and then Sunday come out with the toothpicks in our eyes and listen to the preacher, and then go back and do the same thing you did the week before. But when you're in the idea, like even just priming the pump, it becomes a way of life for you. It becomes a way of being, and it's not something that you have to work to do. It's just who you are after a while, So that's what it's about. So that's what the class is teaching you. Now, I don't know everything. I don't know all the answers. If you ask questions and I don't know the answer, I'm going to say I do not know. I don't know it all. I'm not God. People be asking me some of the craziest questions. I'm like, hey, how did white people get here? How the fuck do I know? Why do I even? It's like, good grief. Leave me alone with that. I don't know. How I wasn't there. I'm old, but I ain't that damn old. So, I mean, good grief. So, I don't know the answer to all those questions, guys. So it's about metaphysics. It's about living life. It's about practical application of life. Okay, that's what this knowledge is about for me. Okay. So again, guys, we're here to have a little fun. Let's laugh. Laughter is healing. It's good medicine. I like to do that. I like to have fun. So, man, let's do that. Love JJ. He's fun. So, man, y'all just let's cut up. Let's do it. But let's learn while we're doing it. Have some fun while we're doing it. So that's what it's about. Okay. So let's get this party started. Anybody got some questions out there? So moderators, if y'all see some good questions that I missed, then help a brother out and y'all can help me with those questions. So Yan Slay, the laptop life coach, gave $19.99. Thank you. Thank you very much. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. So let's see. So see, DR Mixer. That's a crazy question to me. I mean, I have no idea. Yeah, well, if you know that, how does this? I don't know. I mean, just because I know this don't mean that I'm supposed to know that. I don't get the connection, So, I don't get it. It's man, guys, give me a break, okay? But anyway, let's see. Anisha Harris says, thank you for being honest and letting us know that you don't know everything. Hey, that's to me, Anisha, it's common sense. I mean, nobody knows everything. You can't. It's not possible. Okay. So, so it ain't even about being honest. It's just about being realistic. That's what that means to me. Let's see. Buy the book of dirt to find out how white people got here. Okay. That's interesting. Let's see. All right. Let's see. I'm here for the fun with the knowledge of one. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. I'm going back, guys. I'm going back. See if there might have been anybody had a question. I'm going back. All right. Let's see. I don't see any questions. Again, y'all put a question mark too. So do that. All right. Going back. All right. Okay. I don't see any questions there. Okay. Not right off. All right. Okay. So anyway, so this is one of the things, and I'll just kind of filibuster here till I get some questions come up. But it was interesting because I put a meme yesterday, guys. I'm one of these people. If I see a meme that's funny and it's relevant to something, in my life or something that is relevant to us as people, as we're traveling through life, Christianity, whatever it might be, man, I post the meme and it makes me laugh. If it makes me laugh, I think it might make you laugh. Okay. So that's what I do. And I put it up. So I put this meme up yesterday and I had a couple of people like, you're poking fun at Christianity and you poking fun. I had one lady says, hey, I agree with a lot of what you say, but don't you talk bad about Jesus. I'm like, what the fuck you talking? Why are you on my channel? I mean, if you don't know what I talk, if you're on my channel, why are you here? I talk about Jesus. I talk about everything. It's life. But the meme was basically like, when I see a woman and she start talking about Jesus, and she could be fine as hell. She started talking about Jesus. Then the meme fades to this old looking lady. It goes to this really pretty young lady. So all of a sudden to this old looking lady, just like that's what she looks like to me. I thought that was so funny. And so a couple of people like, dude, you poking fun at people and you doing this and I wasn't poking fun at people. It's the truth. If I step to a woman and she starts talking about Jesus, whoop, I'm like, I'm done with that conversation. I'm done with trying to talk to her because it's no use. It's like, no, you're not even in the same ballpark as me. So I don't try to talk down about Jesus. I don't try to talk bad about her, about Jesus. It's just like, look, hey, look, sister, I hear you. I appreciate you. See you. Fire. Plain and simple. So that's real life. And ladies, I know it's the same for you too. If it's like you're moving in through this knowledge and information, after a while, Christianity and people who believe in it, you can't even relate to their world. They live in a world of fear. They live in a world of, the world is going to end soon. I don't know when, but it's going to end soon. I'm like, how do you plan for the future if you know the world is going to end soon? How do you even consider your future? Well, we don't know what it is. Well, goddamn, you're going to be nervous every day. I don't want to live like that. I don't want somebody that lives like that in my life. They bring me down. I want to laugh and have fun. Shit. So, it's like, hey, I poke fun at it. Okay. So Bianca Tate says, can you please provide a brief history of how Kemet turned into the Bible and other religions? Also, what about the Torah of the Jews made up and fake? Woo, Lord, girl, that's like a whole class there. So basically, if you look at the ancient Abrahamic religions, which is Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, all of them have a common source. They all have a common mythological and symbolic source, and all of them come from Kemet. If you trace back to ancient Kemet, then the Bible and the mythology of the Bible, that a lot of people think is history, but the Bible is not a historical document. The places in the Bible don't exist. They never did. There's no archaeological evidence anywhere. I don't care what these people are telling you. There, a respected archaeologist will not tell you that there's archaeological evidence for Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. So the only place that ever existed, or I won't say the only place that ever existed. Of course, there was Egypt and stuff like that. But Egypt was actually a coded word that was actually meaning the physical, okay, the physical body and stuff. So the places were not places. The people, the lineages that they talk about in the Bible, they were not historical people, okay? So as Christianity started to form, you had the Egyptians, and then eventually you had the Greeks who took the Egyptian knowledge and actually wrote it down, which was that was a no-no. It was not supposed to ever be written down. A lot of this language was passed along in Africa orally. But the secret language of the mystery systems was never supposed to be written down. But when the Greeks did write it down, in books that became like the New Testament, they actually had a coded language. So it was an esoteric language that they were writing it in. It was never meant to be something like we read today, like a science book, and the science book is telling us exactly what stuff is supposed to mean. Well, the Bible and the way that they wrote back then was not the same. So it was never supposed to be plain out in sight because it was supposed to be secret language. That's where we have been getting the exoteric explanation of the Bible. But we did not know and were never taught that there was ever an esoteric explanation of a lot of the biblical stories. Like I talk about the story of Isaac, Jacob, and Esau in one of my videos. And if I don't pray to Jesus, who do I pray to? And I talk about and I break down the esoteric meaning of that story, because we're told that it is an example of somebody who did something wrong and underhanded in what Jacob did to Esau by stealing his birthright. Okay, but in reality, it is a story about universal law. Okay, and how you can access universal law. So if you want to understand prayer from a more elevated conscious level, then check out that video, guys. Check it out, because I break it down for you. Again, it's the same thing like I'm doing in my class. I break down the laws. I break down how you use them, you know, because one of the things that I had to learn was how, well, I went through like some tough times back in my life 12 years ago. Okay. I mean, I got my ass kicked because I'm a hard-headed kind of dude, you know. I'm going to do things my way until I figure out I don't need to do it that way anymore. I get spanked all the time. My life, you know. Okay. So, but one of the questions I always had was, as Christians, we were told if we lived in a righteous way, that God would take care of us. You know, we would get our prayers answered. You know, but I looked at people who were like selling drugs, you know, in my community, and they was living large. They were getting what they wanted to get. You know, I'm like, okay, they're not living righteously, but yet they're getting the things that they want in life. I'm just like, you know, I got more muff than money a lot of times. Can I like even that shit out sometime? You know? So I'm like, so how is it working that they get their prayers answered and I don't, and I'm living right? Oh, wait a minute. God probably must be punishing me for something. Okay, but why the fuck he punishing them? You know, so those are the kind of questions that I ask. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just like common sense. Why? So that's where I started studying these ideas, because, like, one of the things that turned me on to it was the Secret, and the Secret said that these ideas were ancient, and they alluded to the ideas being Greek. Well, I knew that the Greeks had a connection to ancient Egypt, so I knew anything that they had, anything that they learned, I knew it had to come from Egypt first. So I started to looking and studying and looking for the origin of a lot of this stuff. And when I started looking for the origin of the law of attraction, lo and behold, I started finding out the origin to a lot of the biblical stories and where they came from. It was like, oh, it's like the lights, and you know, just started shining down on my head and shit. You know, just, I mean, the lights was coming down, guys. I'm telling you, for real. Okay, maybe not for real, but anyway, it felt like there was, that the lights was coming down, you know, and shining on me because I was enlightened, you know. So that's where a lot of that stuff came from. So you know, Bianca, are the Jews made up? I can't answer that question. I don't know if the Jews are made up. So I haven't studied the Torah from the perspective of Judaism. So I know like the first 5 books of the Bible were considered the Torah, the Old Testament. So that, but that's as much as I know. I hadn't really gotten into the study of that. Okay, so that's what I can answer for you there. Okay. Let's see. Looking. Let's see. Let's see. Love JJ say I saw 5 or 6 good questions. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Regarding practical application, which book from the Lubitsch do you recommend? So even Robinson asked that, and this is the thing with a lot of those books, it's not going to talk about practical application. A lot of the things that I do is I connect the dots, guys. So it's because of my knowledge of metaphysics, I can read the Lubitsch's book and I can see what they are talking about when I understand the function of the netters. Okay. So so a lot of stuff that I teach and put in my videos, there's no book that you can go to. That's something that frustrated me. But because of my knowledge, I can connect the dots for you. So the Lubitsch's book is good, and it's actually, his stuff is a very hard read. But if you take the time to decipher, you can get some information from it. But as far as practical application of knowledge, you're not going to get that. And I don't know many books that you do. So from a Kemetic and Egyptian perspective, that's just not the way that people look at that information. So when because of like I've studied Kabbalah, you know, and I hadn't studied real deeply, but I knew Kabbalah, and I knew like the idea of Ein Sof related to the idea of none, just because of the Egyptian idea of the noon, because of my knowledge of metaphysics. Okay, so I connect the dots, and I talk about that. You know, so I knew the idea of Atum, and let's see, what is an idea of Atum and what the ancient Egyptians call the hillock? Well, symbolically, you'll see a circle with a dot in the middle. That dot is the expression of the hillock of the first idea of the universe coming into reality. Okay. But you won't hear that. You won't hear that in the book of Delubich. So I know those ideas and I know what they're expressing. So I connect the dots. So that's what I do on a lot of those. Okay. Let's see. But good question. Good question. Let's see. Those Maria said she busts out laughing when she hear me cussing. That's just me, guys. I live. So he reminds me of one of those cool teachers in the class that cuts up and is free without a care in the world. Hey, it is. It's life. And I'm too damn old to worry about people worrying about how I'm living. I mean, it's like people come on here and, well, that ain't the 42 laws of Ma'at. I don't care. This is my life. This is me. If you don't like it, click the X and keep it moving, you know? So just, again, it's like they replaced the 10 commandments with the 42 laws of Ma'at. Why do you leave religion and practice religion? I will never understand that. It makes no sense to me whatsoever, you know? So they want to confine you with these ideas. Guys, it ain't about you being confined. It's about you living. It's about you living your life and expressing it in the best way that fits you. And you are going to mess up. It's plain and simple. You are. That's just how it works. If you knew it all, then of course you wouldn't mess it up, but you wouldn't learn nothing because you know it all. But you don't. So live life to the fullest and mess up sometime. Okay, so that's all it's about. So yes. Robert Johnson gave $19.99. Thank you, Robert Johnson. He says, I suggest enrolling in the class, download the books in the class, then read sacred science and books and like it. Yeah. That is, again, it's about, for me, it's about connecting dots. So, and even if you join my class, you get access to my courses as well. You know, so right now you get access to my courses. So if you're going to get a well-rounded idea that's going to expand your knowledge in ways you never thought possible. Now, if you're closed-minded, I can't help you. But if you're open-minded, I'm going to connect dots for you, and it's going to make sense because it makes sense. You know, once you understand the symbolic language, you know, on a level, then the stuff just makes sense, and then you start connecting dots. And I know Robert does that all the time. It's just like it's like, man, it's like, oh wow, I saw this. I know there was a Bible verse he looked at today. I think it was in 1 Corinthians, where he connected to the dot to something that I had put in one of my courses, and it might have been the class. But he was like, oh my gosh. I know somebody else asked me about the idea of Mary, you know, and they connected a dot. It's like those light bulbs start to come on, man. And it's like, oh my God, this stuff was right in front of me. I had no idea because we were looking at it a certain way. But once you get the language and understand the language, then the light bulbs start coming on. But that's what that knowledge was designed to do. It was literally designed to invoke your own inner well of wisdom. And you really have to trust yourself. And that's a lot of things. And I can help guys with that, help confirm that and trust yourself. Okay. help confirm what you are. How can I say, what your intuition, help confirm your intuition. That's what I mean about it. Okay. So let's see. So Bianca was asking again. So I already know all the roads lead to Kemet. My question is, how I've been searching for a timeline. I can't find it. Do you recommend a book that explains how Christianity was brought into existence? Now, I don't. You might can look at some of, and I put some of the books in my videos. But what's her name? Elaine Pagels and the Gnostic Text. That's in the Gnostic Gospel, I think it's called. So they start connecting stuff, but there's not a book that I can think of right offhand that would like give you that timeline of how it was done. I know that there is something out there that exists, and I might even have something in my library that I hadn't read yet. But I don't know anything right offhand, Bianca. I'll have to look and see. Okay. Let's see. Looking. Man, my phone just keeps on beeping and banging. Oh, somebody's giving to me on Cash App. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Who was that? Quincy. All right, gave on Cash App. Thank you, Quincy. I appreciate that, brother. Most definitely. All right. Let's see. What do you think about Mesopotamia civilization being older than Kemet? Oh, that is a great question. So Shavane Johnson asked, Hail King question, what do you think about Mesopotamia being an older civilization than Kemet? It's complete bullshit. Okay, and understand it's based in the racist history of Egyptology, because basically, if you think about Egyptology, it really started in earnest around 1799 with the discovery of the Rosetta Stone. And so all that time from 1799, probably to like the early 1900s, Egyptology started to struggle because all of that time, you got to remember, this was the height of slavery in the world, especially in the United States. Well, what they were finding is that all this information and stuff that they were finding was that Black African people literally influenced the world. Well, they got so crazy that they started like classifying people that were Black as Caucasian. They literally would make up some kind of way to classify them as Caucasian. Well, they didn't want to give credit to Egypt because if I don't know if you guys remember, but like in school, back when I was in school, and don't y'all start talking about the Dark Ages and shit. I don't like that. But back when I was in school, they actually took Egypt from Africa and tried to place it in the Middle East. Okay. Then when they couldn't do that, when they stopped doing that, then they start trying to say that the Middle East or Mesopotamia was where civilization started. It's ridiculous. How can the human race have started in the Rift Valley, okay, which is basically in Central Africa? They first found humanoid forms in the Rift Valley in Africa. Everybody knows that human beings developed from there, traveled up the Nile River, okay? It was like the Nile River was not only a river, it was an artery of information, is really what it was. And it branched out all over Africa. How do you start in the Rift Valley, have civilization basically travel all the way up the Nile, and then skip over Egypt, jump over into Mesopotamia, and then have them be the start of civilization? How do you build pyramids that they can't even duplicate today? Science and technology cannot duplicate a pyramid today. How do you have that group of people duplicate that pyramid? I mean, build those pyramids, and then civilization started in Mesopotamia. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Aliens built the pyramids. It couldn't have been Black Africans. It had to have been some aliens that came and gave them some knowledge of something that that started that helped them build the pyramids, because otherwise only white people could have did that. So Mesopotamia as the seat of civilization, complete bullshit. Okay, so that's my answer to that one. Okay, let's see. Did the characters in the Bible actually exist? No. So I am that I am. Ask that question. So no, the characters in the Bible were not characters. They are actually ancient Egyptian netters. Okay, and netters are basically personifications of nature, or personifications of aspects of nature. These aspects of nature were then written into the New Testament. The names were changed for just because of being in. The names were changed being from different languages and stuff like that. But once you start to breaking down the Bible esoterically, I do that again in one of my videos. Let's see, did Jesus raise Lazarus from the dead? And I do some of the esoteric breaking down of these ideas, okay, and breaking down the words that show you the connections. All right. So the meaning of Lazarus, where it came from, Lazarus actually came from El Asar. So the E was dropped, Lazarus. I mean, it's just, and they're Egyptian netters that were personified. That's all that was. So did the biblical characters exist? No. Okay. Let's see. Laquan Hughes says that meme was funny. Thank you. I thought it was funny too. But some people just don't have a sense of humor. Blue Sky gave $10. Thank you, Blue Sky. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. Magic Nick says, how are aliens involved with history? Yeah, no, that's one of the things that they say. That's one of the reasons, or that they give, that the pyramids were built, because Africans were too dumb, backwards, and stupid to build such a magnificent structure. That, I mean, mathematically, technologically, it is so superior to any buildings that we have. It's incredible. And then they even want to say that that those pyramids are only like 4,000 or 5,000 years old. Okay, which is crap. So there's already been proof from Robert Schoch. Look him up. Those pyramids might be as old as 30 to 50,000 years old. Okay, and so that they were built way before way before history. Okay, recorded history. Way before. And a lot of people don't know that the reason why they say that the pyramids is 6,000 years old is because the Egyptians, the first Egyptologists, were Christian. And they accepted the idea that the earth was only 6,000 years old based on this guy named James Ussher. And he went through and added up all the years of life of the supposed people in the Bible and said, oh, the earth is only 6,000 years old. Well, that's what the Egyptology says. So they just went forward a couple thousand years, said, oh, well, the pyramids were built here. But it was just an arbitrary number that they used. No science whatsoever. Okay? And most people have no idea. And they still accept that today as from a dogmatic perspective, that the pyramids and Egyptian civilization is only 6,000 years old. It's crap. Okay. Let's see. Yes, good point. So somebody, and man, it moved on me. Doggone it. Let's see. Said that the Galatians explains Abraham as the biblical stories being an allegory, and they found a way. Christians found a way around that by saying that no, he's just talking about that one story, But if you read it, it says these stories are an allegory talking about the people. So come on. So good point. Let's see. Reggie Thomas says they were built before the Caucasian came to Earth. Yeah, and that's another thing. Even scientific studies have said that the Caucasian race did not even exist on the Earth about 6,000 to 8,000 years ago. Let's see. Pyramids 6,000 years old. Caucasian 6,000 years ago. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So just a nice coincidence, you know? I mean, man, white supremacy and racism is real. It's real, you know? So definitely. I heart you gave $24.99. Thank you. I heart you. I heart you is in my class too. Wonderful. Into Yoruba tradition. Okay, that's a good question. So Shan '05 line says, how does Kemetic sciences tie into Yoruba traditional spirituality? That is an excellent question. And so what a lot of people don't realize is that all over Africa, there were spiritual systems all over Africa, but they all had certain connections and certain teachings and beliefs, and all of them had a lot of commonality. So the Yoruba tradition might be older than the Kemetic tradition because it started in Central Africa and it might have moved up the Nile River, they might have learned from the Yoruba tradition or the older African traditions. But people that have studied the different ancient African systems see the commonality that they have. And they never believed in a humanized God. No African system ever did. No African system believes in a devil or evil like we do today. No African system has ever believed those things. Okay, but there's a lot of commonality. So when you're talking about these ancient systems, ancient African systems, or Africa as a whole, and understand Africa is a continent, not a country, and so there's differences culturally. But I talk about that in one of my videos again, and I can't remember always the titles, guys. A lot of stuff I put those videos out, I don't even look at them again. So I don't always remember the titles. But I did do one because a lot of Africans were attacking me because I was saying that all Africans were alike. Like, no, no, I wasn't saying that. I was saying that there is a commonality to ancient African spiritual systems. That's all I was saying. Well, no, Africans we are not alike and blah blah. God damn it, I know that. So but I made that video for the people that were saying that, and I talk about how these connections came about and how people look at those connections. Okay, and I can't remember the title of the video, but it's the picture or the what do you call it? The thumbnail picture has a continent of Africa on there. So if you want to know that how those how those spiritual systems are connected, then that would be a good video for you to check out. If y'all notice, the videos I put out answers a lot of questions. So I make videos and I want to answer questions that people might have. Okay. Let's see. Dulce Maria says, thank you for doing this. You taking the time out to teach this, and I'm looking forward to attending your classes. Happy day. Thank you, Dulce Maria. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Dulce Maria gave $9.99. So thank you very much. Definitely. Let's see. And Maja Nick says, how did Caucasians come about? I don't know. Don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Wakanda was trying to tell us. Yeah, that was a pretty. Actually, that movie Black Panther does talk about. So that's a good point. Let's see. Hey, you. I'm talking to you. The whoever the people that made that movie actually talked about African spiritual systems, and they connected some dots in there pretty well. So they knew what they were doing. This sign that they were doing for Wakanda, man, that was definitely that's definitely something African. So definitely. Okay, let's see. We want to just tell people your night job is a comedian. For Law said my night job is a comedian. Now, brother, I starved to death. Michael gave $20. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I starved, man, if I tried to tell jokes. Let's see. Black Panther actually made me feel connection in that way. Yeah, it did, because they really did. Whoever did that did study something on African spiritual systems. I can guarantee you that they did. Let's see. Information says, how's the Kemetic science connect to all of Africa? Yeah, information. How you doing? How's it going? Good to see you. But yeah, I just talked about that too. Was that all the systems share a commonality of philosophies? Okay, and so they're all connected basically through the Nile River. I mean, it's the Nile River is not only the river, but it's an information hub. The rivers were the first information highways. I don't care what country you go to. Okay. If you notice, most of the biggest cities in the world are going to be the biggest and oldest cities are going to be anywhere in the world on the mouths of rivers every time. And there's a reason for that, because people could actually move to that city, move to that area a lot quicker and easier. They can move goods and stuff a lot easier along a river with boats. So if you look in the United States, the New York City is on the mouth of a river, the Hudson River, Philadelphia is on the mouth of I think it's the Delaware River. So even those old cities like that are always, the rivers are always the cities are always on rivers, you know. So it was no different in Africa. So information and people traveled along rivers. When explorers go to a new country, or back in the day, if they go to a new country, the river became like their trail. And they would just follow the river along all the way into deep into wherever the country was. And then when they were coming out, they just follow the river back, so they didn't get lost. You know, they didn't have necessarily compasses and all this electronic GPS and all of that, but the rivers and stuff like that, they could follow. Okay. And that's how they used the rivers. But everybody, humanity used rivers like that, not just explorers. So when they were people were moving to a new area for whatever reason, they would just follow a river. You know, it was just simple and easy to do. Okay. Let's see. Go back. Okay, going back. Let's see. First time for injury from a crystal. All right, I Heart You says today was the first time I felt energy out of a crystal. Let's see, it's praciolite, and it made my good mood elevate higher, and it felt butterflies in my chest. What does that mean? It's you can ask what that means for you, but it could mean any number of things. But what did it feel to you? You know, how did it feel? Was it a good feeling? You know, so obviously it had an effect on you. So it has to be something positive for you. You know, I just went and got I went and got some obsidian and some what was the other one? Lapis lazuli, and I actually bought a couple of them where there's some little flat pieces. I put them up under my pillow, and I sleep with crystals under my pillow. And I had been sleeping with some other crystals for a long time, and I changed to lapis lazuli and obsidian. My dreams changed, so I started having different types of dreams, which has been very interesting. You know, so ask I Heart You, ask yourself, you know, what does that mean for you? You know, and see what comes to you. The first things that comes to mind, you know, about that is probably going to be the right answer. And it might not come, you know, an hour from now, 2 hours from now. You know, just it might come at a time when you're doing something repetitive and you've like released your conscious mind, and then all of a sudden something will come to you about that. Okay. And when that does that, go with your first mind. That's what's real. Let's see. AD Jones says you really teach, bros. So thank you, AD. I appreciate that. Let's see. I want information about your classes. Yeah, Bianca, can one of you guys put the link to beyondthephysical.me in there? I would definitely appreciate it. Let's see. His course is very user friendly. I'm currently enrolled at Renee Colgate. So what I read my, yeah, Julie's been with me from the beginning. So yeah. So why don't you tell them your night job as a comedian? Let's see. You're a great teacher. Thank you, Daquan. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. And there's a link, guys. Somebody put the link in there. Voche, was that I don't know if that's, I think that might be her link. So with the birth chart reading. So, but anyway, but it's www.beyondthephysical.me. Let me see, do I have that? Oh, I can do it. Hey, I got it right here. Hold on just a minute. Hold on. I got it. There we go. All right, I just put it in there. Bam! Did it. Okay, let's see. Let's cash out. Let's see. Hey, you says send my $2 cash out for a shout out. Let me see. Did I get it? Bam! Sure did, Randy. Thank you, brother. Thank you for that $2. I appreciate it. Every little bit helps. So thank you very much. So Randy said, hey, you said for that shout out. You got it. Let's see. Water is life. Yes. Okay. Let's see. And and guys, I'm gonna have to cut out at the top of the hour here, I'm afraid. So when we get to the top of the hour, so I got to, not unfortunately, so got some things I got to take care of here tonight. Let's see. You did. Okay, thank you, daughter of mine. She's watching out for me. She's always watching out for me. She's got my back. Marilyn, where you been, girl? Marilyn Wynn is in the house. Glad you're here, Marilyn. Glad to see you. So Marilyn's been in my class for a long time too. So let's see, how to deal with religious family members without judgment. My brother and grandmother are real judgmental towards me and always have been. Oh, woo! Hey, you know what? I know how that is. And it's, first of all, this is one of the things you guys got to understand. In Christianity, we were always told that we had to let everybody know we were Christian, Christians for Jesus, tell everybody, I love Jesus, all of this stuff, but sometimes I think Christians do that because you don't know that they're a Christian any other way unless they say they are, because their actions damn sure don't show it. The way that they treat people, it doesn't even equate. Jesus is love, but motherfucker, where your love? So excuse me, I'm sorry. MF, where your love? Y'all see that stuff just rolls off my tongue like brr. But anyway, I try to keep it at least PG sometimes. But anyway, but when you're dealing with family that are judgmental, keep your knowledge and what you are learning to yourself, because it really doesn't matter. It is Tiana, it's all about you and you evolving and developing. And you don't have to tell people, you don't have to tell them anything about what's happening with you. It's none of their business. So so to keep them from trying to judge you, just stay out of the way, But if somebody asks you, just, hey, I don't believe like you do. Do you believe in God? Hey, probably not like you do, But yeah, I believe that there's something bigger than me, and I leave it at that. Do you believe in Jesus? I mean, you know what? I don't believe in Jesus, but Christ is a part of my life every single day. Then they'll be like, Christ? Don't believe in Jesus, but Christ? What? Huh? What? But leave it at that and keep it moving. So you don't have to announce what you are learning. And I know the first thing that people think is, man, oh, I just learned this. Oh man, this is like, wow, I didn't know that. I know all of my family is gonna want to know this stuff. No, they don't. They don't want to know. They're in their comfort zone and they stay in that comfort zone. And they don't want somebody to shake up their life. They just don't want it. Okay. So just keep it to yourself. And that's one of the ways you can keep them from trying to be judgmental about you, and you, the way you're living your life. So Jamila Peter gave $10. Thank you, Jamila. Thank you very much. Let's see. Man, I see y'all's laughing. I don't know what y'all laughing at. I don't know. I'll just be like flowing, guys. Yes, Jesus. Jesus. Yes. Let's see. And don't say Marie. Oh my God. Dulce Maria says, every time I hear Jesus, I feel like a number two. Oh, oh my God. Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Do Egyptians still study this Kemetic traditions or just the diaspora? Altar, I'm sure some do, but I don't know. So don't know the answer to that. Let's see. Rhonda Gregory's in the house. Mickey Lee gave $4.99. Thank you, Mickey Lee. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. All right, all right. Let's see. Mickey Lee says your teacher shall I say corrections have played such an important role in my transformation. The information you shared along with other resources have freed me. I'm eternally grateful. You're most welcome, Mickey Lee. Thank you for saying. I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. And it's Mickey Lee, it's these teachings freed me as well. I mean, so they were things that I learned and I have refined and honed over the years, and what I really am big on is actually practical application of the knowledge, because one of the things I hate is that we spread this idea of spread knowledge, spread knowledge. We spread knowledge for 50 years that I know of, at least. Okay. And in the United States, we're economically, and that's how I measure our progress on one level, is economically. How are we economically progressing as a people? Are we building communities and we're, have self-sustaining communities, stuff like that. And in the United States, in the last 50 years, we've actually digressed as far as home ownership. Okay. Our communities are not self-sustaining, you know. So I don't measure progress by being able to sit next to white people. That's just not progress to me. That's cool. I have friends that are white, So and that's cool, and they're cool people. They have to be for me, and have to be real, But just because I can sit next to you doesn't mean, as a white person, doesn't mean that that's progress to me. What is progress is if is about self-determination. And if we don't have that in our communities, we're going out and we're having to work on everybody's jobs. We can't even speak our mind half the time, because if somebody white finds out about it, then we get fired. So we're hamstrung. If we don't have those types of things, something's wrong. Well, what's keeping us from doing that? Okay. And in a lot of ways, a lot of times it's because we've been taught negative ideas about who we are, individually and collectively. I'm nothing without God. I'm a wretch. Those are just negative affirmations. Okay. And if you're always stating those things, your life, you cannot rise and build something outside of you that's not within you. You got to build you within first, and then life is going to reflect it outside of you. And that's just, again, that's just Kemetic knowledge. Okay. So Elder Thornton gave $5. Said thank you for the knowledge. You're welcome, Elder Thornton. I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. And let's see here. And Eden Rahman says, I'm interested in having a birth chart reading. And that's Voche's area there. So she's really good, guys. So she does good things. So make sure you put your link in there, Voche, where you do with the birth chart readings. 136 watching and only 81 likes. What's up? Y'all don't like? Well, I do offend a lot of people, Julie. So they just look at him. What is it? Oh Lord, what are you talking about? I just, just terrible, just terrible. What can I say? Deal with it. All right. Anyway, let's see. Yes, Jesus, look at that man. But anyway, I just like to have fun, guys. I mean, it's like just laugh a little bit, lighten up, people, lighten up. Yes, sweet Jesus. Okay, let's see, and let's see. Let's see. We need to start our own business and work for ourselves. Exactly. That's where I'm good with that, Reggie. But it's like, how do you can't start a business if you don't believe in yourself. You know, you can't if you don't believe that you have the ability to do it, you won't do it. And I think that's a lot of times what's holding us back in a lot of our communities. We just don't do it. Let's see. How do I transition from Christian to Kemetics? Cherry, pick up. Just start learning and just start educating yourself. Because what you'll find is that when you really learn the truth from the Kemetic perspective, the Christian ideas that you were taught, there's a lot more power in the Kemetic ideas than there are the Christian ideas. Okay, and so it will empower you. I promise you. The water is safe. It really is. And just check it out, but just start to learning. And let's see. All right, guys, it is the top of the hour, so I'm gonna have to cut out here. But thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you every time. So again, I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so there won't be a live this weekend. So we'll do another one next Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going to be in town next Wednesday. So we can do another one next Wednesday, okay? So we Reggie, I'm sorry, bro. Gotta go. I gotta go. So I got things I gotta do. So, but I definitely, again, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. And for everybody that gave, thank you so much. Elvin, even Robinson, thank you so much. Oh, let me answer this question. Let's see. Is it true that the ancient Egyptians are still here and will awaken using the metal netter? No, I've never heard that. So we, in a way, what you have to think even is that we literally are our ancestors reincarnated. So we are the Egyptian and African ancestors that are reincarnated. Okay, and that's people don't make that connection. We can talk to the ancestors and stuff. We're talking to us because we are our ancestors moving forward. We'll be ancestors for somebody else. We'll reincarnate. Okay, so that's how that works. All right, guys. Hey, y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you again very much for being here. And I will see y'all next week. So we'll do it again next Wednesday. You guys want to come and y'all got questions, okay? All right. Thank you again, guys.